Hey everybody, welcome to the latest edition of the Diamond Discussion. I am your host, Demetrius Woods, and I have one of the most wonderful guests I could possibly ask for here with me, Shamiya Raines, and we're going to jump into her softball journey and a whole bunch of stuff that has come after that over the last few years. So without further ado, let's get it started. All right, guys, welcome to what is this? Episode 56, I think, season 8, first episode of season 8. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me the last couple of weeks. It has been a blast reading all of y'all's DMs. Some of you guys have gone wild on our TikTok recordings. Here's the thing. All right, I'm gonna get back to everybody. It's been a crazy week, and I think Maya can attest to that.
Yeah.
It's been pretty busy.
I don't know. It's just really busy in Tennessee in general, but it's pretty. It's okay. I don't know. I probably would have liked the beach better.
Fair enough. Okay.
We've only been at the pool one time.
Oof. Yeah, you should have came over more.
Yeah.
Come over tomorrow if you want.
Okay.
I got stuff to do.
But
get ready over here.
How long does your game last? Like, are you gonna be out there for like 3 hours?
No. Our games start at 10, and we have 2.5 hour limit.
Oh.
We have to be done in 2.5 hours, so 10 to 12:30. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I would hate to look really tired at the gala though. So
okay, fair enough. We'll figure it out. Well, anyway, guys, let me introduce you guys. I just told you at the top. Shamiya Raines is her name, but I know that means nothing to you right now, but that's going to mean everything to you at the end of this show. And I don't know how long this is going to be. I may have to go part 1, part 2. We'll see. But because we got a lot to cover. And I'll just tell you guys, Maya, we shed a lot of tears earlier today. It's been, I don't know, about 12 hours ago before the recording of this show. Like, it was just, I was a mess. And I'll tell you, you'll understand why as we go throughout the show and just understand the depths of all of that. But Maya has been a player of our Elite Diamond softball organization. You guys have heard me mention this multiple times throughout the year, for the last 5 seasons. And as a lot of you guys know, this was it. This was it at the end of the organization. I moved to Nashville, obviously, back in January, and I wanted to finish out this year with our ladies, and this is it. So this, like, today was it. So you guys are watching the show whenever you're watching it, but Friday, July 11th is the recording of this show, and this was also our final game with Elite Diamond Softball. Before we jump into that, though, let's talk about how you got to Elite, because I know that you spent you're Macon, Georgia, born and raised, right?
No. Crawford County.
Crawford County, okay.
Go Eagles.
Okay. I like it.
No, not for real.
Wow.
But I mean,
I saw I think they're upgrading their facilities over at Crawford County High School.
Oh, well, they just got a new school. They like combined the middle school and high school together.
Okay, I got you.
But
so
I haven't really heard too many great reviews.
So their former assistant coach at Fort Valley State, he's been helping out with a lot of.
Well, I know. The coach at Fort Valley, he was the coach at Crawford County softball. Okay. Todd.
Well, yes.
Him, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Did he go back to
yeah,
Crawford?
he's been locked in on, like, he's posted on Facebook like twice a week.
Oh, wow.
Here's a update on the dugouts and the fields and all that.
Oh, I guess he's back.
So, okay, cool. So, okay, Crawford County. We're claiming Crawford County.
We're not claiming it, but I mean, like, it's kind of like hey, I'm from there, so I guess I have no choice but to love it. I mean, my family's there. So.
That's fair. Okay.
I started there.
Good deal. So, softball-wise, travel ball, like, talk us through the journey up to, I guess, 2.5 years ago.
Well, let's see. I started playing for the Factory out of Great Georgia when they first started. And that was a really good team. Like, those girls were really sweet, very passionate.
12U.
This was
14.
Okay, wait, cut.
Okay.
edit this. Wait, you want me to start from my very first travel ball team from Crawford County?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Go
okay.
for it.
I did just you said last two. I didn't know what you meant. Okay.
We're not cutting this, by the way. But go ahead.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me start from the top. I gotta take a chill pill. I'm a little nervous.
She's nervous, guys. Give her a break, but we're all
Okay.
good.
Well, when I started, I played for my coach Tim and Holly Johnson. They were my very first coaches, and during like rec ball, kind of.
Mhm.
We were called the. Wow, sorry.
What you got?
All these piercings.
Oh,
Yeah.
talk
They were
about noted.
they were my very first so like child ball coaches. So their daughter Maddie, she was a pitcher, and she was my pitcher, and I was a catcher. And we started there rec ball. We played like I think it was every Tuesday and Thursday maybe, and we had practice in between after school. And we were best friends. And her coach Holly worked after school, so we stayed after school and rode to
Nice.
practice with her. And it just worked out. We would go ride on this like tractor they had at the house. I mean, it was pretty eventful if you ask me. It was pretty. It was something. It's the country. I mean, so it fit.
Love it.
And then we just started. We started from there. We had other girls. Like it's a lot of other girls from Crawford County who played that I played, but we played on a travel ball team, and we just went from there. And we
Okay.
build and build. I think we stopped when we were like 12. We played in Alabama for one of our last tournaments. I
Wow.
remember. We were together for a really long time.
Yeah.
It was really enjoyable.
It's a
Like
good group.
I probably would never forget those girls. I actually have a picture. I'll send it to you if you want to upload it
Okay.
so they can see it.
We'll do.
But those are my day one girls for
Wow.
sure. I think out of all of us, I think maybe me and one other girl stayed to go to college. I think everyone
Okay.
else went their own way.
Same like
She's
graduating classes?
a year older than me.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she went to ABAC. Her name is Bailey Carricker.
Okay. Fair enough.
And Riley Youngblood. Her dad is Todd.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she's at Fort Valley.
Yeah.
The catcher. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's it though. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting someone else.
That's okay.
But I think that's it.
We'll give him an honorable mention.
Yeah.
In
There's another
in the
one. Her name
comments.
is Alex. I never really played with her, but she was on one of the older teams. I love Alex. She was trying to help me with Coach Gonzalez
Okay.
at NCAT, and she's at Fort Valley right now. So
Wow. So we got some Fort Valley ties.
yeah,
For sure.
definitely. But
One of your current teammates.
yeah.
Obviously, heading
Erin.
down there.
She's
EJ,
going there.
we'll get to EJ in a little bit. But okay, so that Crawford County crew sounds like a tight-knit group. You guys stayed together till the Alabama tournament, and then where'd you go from there?
After that, I went to the factory team when they first built the like big organization facility. I went there. I was on like the first, I want to say 14U team. It was 14. I'm gonna say 14U or 16U maybe. And we had a really solid team for about 2 years or a year and a half. And I mean, most of those girls were from Jones County, so I was kind of like,
oh yeah. And
I think it was like maybe 4 of us from Crawford County that still played for them.
Yeah.
And we played almost every weekend. It was I really enjoyed those girls. I think they really brought out a different side of me for sure. I still communicate with them.
Yeah.
And Ansley Peg,
yeah,
she was on the team.
Okay.
Also then, because she picked up with us before. She's on the team there, and I mean, yeah, I started. That's where I was at, and then I think after that, that's when I joined Smash.
Okay. Fair enough. So for those you, we'll get to Smash in a second. For those of you who don't know Georgia like that, so as far as I'm concerned, I know at least on the baseball side of things, Jones County has always kind of been like a powerhouse on the baseball side. Would you say the same for softball, right? Or
I think they were like a couple of years ago.
Okay.
They had a bunch of
I know this past year.
Yeah, it was really. I heard it was really hard to make the softball team.
Yeah.
At one point in time.
Yeah. So you playing with obviously solid players.
Yeah.
Within the state, right? And so okay, so you go factory, and this is up to you said 14.
I want to say 14, 16.
Okay. And then so how did you find Smash?
After the factory, I think I was more so anticipating to stop playing because the way our team let go, it just kind of dispersed in the middle of the season, and I think I was more so nervous about going to tryouts. The tryouts that I did go to, it was either like, they had to have the tryout because they were looking for a specific person, but they already knew who they wanted. So I just kind of was there.
So they were just
just having
taking space.
Yeah. So I just, after that, coaches were telling me I was like too small to play catcher, or like they didn't want me there, or they wanted. And that's not like I really wanted to hear because I wanted to catch, like for sure. So I kind of had stopped a little bit, and then I found Smash. Kita reached out to my mom, and then we just went from there.
So I'll never forget the first tournament that I recollect. So this was Oxford, Georgia, and those who don't know Oxford, Georgia, it's like a little small little suburb of Covington, Conyers, Georgia area, down I-20 eastbound. And we entered a tournament together with Smash, so Elite Diamonds, Smash.
And that's when I was like first like told about y'all, like that's the other team from Edenton, because I didn't really know, I didn't know anything about Edenton, so I was just, I didn't really know probably until that tournament.
It was pretty new to you, right? And so we're like, so we go into the game, we expect to win the game, but we played poorly. We beat Smash or whatever in the game. However, you were very memorable for a number of reasons. One, you're the only black girl on the team. Actually, no, there was the girl from Monticello.
Yeah, Tree.
She was there, but you were the one that nobody knew about. So we're like, okay. Oh, she catches. Like that was like the moment we had when we looked over the other dugout. You were suiting up, and as you obviously now know, like my calling card as a coach is base running, like stealing bases, pushing the envelope on that front. And I felt like we watched you throw down. I was like, we're gonna test.
Yeah, you probably was like,
we're gonna test her out. We're gonna see if she, see what she's got, kind of thing. But I remember that vividly. Like, it's like, oh, that's the black catcher at Smash, because you don't see a lot of black catchers, right? And you definitely don't see a lot of catchers your size. And so I love hearing you say like, no, like I want to catch, because I think there's a lot of folks out there who catch because their parents the coach, and that's all they got to catch, or they don't really want to be back there.
Yeah.
But like, you truly had a desire to get after it right there, right? Like that's something that you're still wanting to do in college. Like you can see yourself doing that long term.
Definitely.
Right.
So I started there with Crawford County, and I think what like made me feel like more like confident about it at a young age was I had my own personal pitcher. So Maddie, like we picked up with teams together. It wasn't like
nice.
So like it was either you need a pitcher catcher duo, or like that's it.
Package deal. I like it.
So it was pretty nice. And a lot of the older girls from the teams that we had in Crawford County were very like, they always kind of like hype me up. And I just really like that. Especially like being small, and even though I probably was like dookie for real then. But I mean, like being on cameras and being posted on Snapchat, like being hyped up.
Yeah.
Pretty lit.
I dig it. I dig it. So Smash, I mean, that was what it was. I mean, there's no ill will these days, honestly, with Elite and Smash. It just we cross paths at a different time, and like it's so interesting, like to think about that dynamic, because you've got two travel ball teams in a small town, both with similar but different like feels, agendas, and focal points, and that kind of thing. And then you find your way on Elite, right? I remember I was in the parking lot of Oconee County High School about to go referee a basketball game, and I'm on the phone with your mom. And this was one of the maybe second or third times I talked to your mom, and she's like, "Hey, we're serious about moving forward with Elite," and I'm like, "Just make sure you've had that conversation with Smash coaches, and obviously I'd seen you play. I was down for you to join the team." What went into that decision, I guess, to join Elite and give it a go? Because, like you said, you knew nothing about Edenton, therefore you really knew nothing about me, our organization that much? I mean, how'd that come about?
I think Coco and Kayla picked up a lot with us. So when I met them, I learned more about the team, and I just I learned that there was more, tension, more than just, playing tension. I learned it was a little bit more in between, and I just really didn't know as much then, but it was kind of whatever. And then I think Smack. I mean, we were definitely like good for the first like season, like the first year. But I think a lot of girls were about to graduate. Some girls wanted to take it more serious than others, and it was just kind of dispersing. Either way, it was gonna end, whether I was when I left or if I chose to stay later or leave then. I think I was at lessons one day with Pablo, and he was telling me, I think it's time for you to move on, and I was just like, I was getting to the point in my head where I was kind of like, I didn't want to play anymore. Like college was not very serious to me. I was just doing this for fun. And Pablo was just like, I have a team. I just want you to try. If you like, his accent, it was kind of weird. But he was like, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't, Miya, because he doesn't know how to say mine. So he calls me Miya. And he sent my mom your information like 10 times. My mom was like,
my word.
Okay, well, I'll, see, whatever. I think she friended you and you like friended her back. And she was like, okay, like, and she looked at the page. And I think Hannah's mom also sent me to you. And it just became like a more back and forth. We were both looking in both interests.
Yep.
And she talked, and I think what drew me in closer was when we had the conversation on the phone and my mom explained the situation we were going through at the time and what we needed and how we needed, a slower pace, but I was ready to get, I wanted to get there. Just needed someone to work with us with, through life and stuff. And I think you being open to that was more of a
Makes sense.
like, okay, let's try it. He wants to help, so why refuse help?
Yeah, which is crazy to think about. Like you went into Smash, being cool, not playing anymore.
Yeah.
Then you have that experience, which was a good experience, right?
Yes.
And then you kind of re-enter that headspace of like, I don't really want, we could probably go our separate ways, me and softball, basically, and then now here you are, right? Let me kind of set up furthermore, right? Like because we're gonna kind of go back and forth on a couple of things, but fast forward to today for a second, and as our audience knows, 6.5 years for me with our organization. Started it back in 2019, and it got going because of, honestly, Lake Oconee Academy, Putnam County High School, like the local schools around the area that I was living in at the time. They were just getting their butts kicked in the playoffs every year, and I'm like, maybe we can start something around here where, because I'm noticing, okay, well the high school teams they're getting beat by, they got like 7-8 travel ball kids on it, so maybe we could probably do something to change that. So anyway, long story short, that's what that looks like. You spent the last 5 seasons on the team, last 2.5, 3 years now. Before we talk about the beginning of that, I guess, which because I love maybe sharing that story and talking through the beginning. Talk me through the emotions though of going into this week, prepping for this week, understanding what this week was, in terms of just the finality of it, and all that. Like, how were those emotions? And then maybe talk me through the emotions of today specifically.
I think so. This is my third World Series with you. So I definitely knew what more to expect and how to prepare for this, like mentally. The first World Series.
Good old Vieira Beach, man.
I don't think we're probably get into that in a different clip. But I'm just, laugh. So, that was it definitely gave me a different approach to, come in here and still feel like I have to prove a point to you, whether I already did or not.
Yeah.
Just because of that experience.
Right.
I just have to keep reminding you.
Yep.
So, this week, I felt like the tournament, I wouldn't be as challenging as it would have been at the beach, but I mean, I guess that was just more so of just a mental thing. And I feel like the teams we faced more in Vera and Panama were definitely more challenging than the teams we faced this weekend, and we could have did like way better than we did, but
Sure.
things happen and whatever. I think I came into this tournament, I wanted to make sure that my girls' heads were held high, because we all knew like what the end of this held. The end was kind of like the end of everything. I just wanted to make sure they all had their heads held high and just believed in themselves and just understood that they can definitely reach the levels that they want to and the levels that you set for them.
Sure.
I mean, as for myself, I don't know. I didn't really think about myself this tournament. It was more so of I just want to make sure everyone on this team understood like they deserve the spot to be here this weekend. Whether that was me talking to everyone during the entire game or whatever everyone needed. And I think I've learned Team 13 enough to know what each player needed.
Sure.
So
that's going to lead me into what I'll say at the end of the show. Just you saying what you just said. I think that's super cool. But we understood like, okay, well this is it. This is the end of the organization. But also for you seniors, it was going to be the end regardless. Like whether we're ending Elite Diamonds or not, like it's the end for the seniors, and that's every year after year. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But I think for me, this year was different in a lot of ways because I moved out of town and I was, coming back to coach, and then, we have the World Series here where I live now here in Nashville, and it is the end for not just the seniors, but it's in the end for everybody of this organization. Everybody's going on to play ball somewhere else, whether it be college or other travel ball teams or whatever. But I think the thing that I was challenged with the most as a coach this week is leaving the emotion out of it. And I think you heard the emotion spilling out at the end in our huddle at the end of the day today. Chokes me up even just thinking about it. But it's like I stayed in coach mode so long this week. Like every game, I didn't allow myself to get to that point that you saw at the end, and then it's just like all of it, all at once. So the waterworks, the emotions, all of it, and so asking myself that same question of the emotions of the week, understanding the finality of it. It was stay in grind mode until we can't grind anymore. And so when that umpire got a run rule today or whatever, so he's like, all right, that's the final run, game's over. From that point on, it was like, oh wow, okay, this is it. We're kind of done here. But moving into, I guess, that the beginning of that game, and I guess kind of further elaborating on that, you, which of course you would do it to me, but you asked for a hug, and you're at when you hop up to the plate. Like, of course, the pitcher, the catcher's thrown down or whatever, and you're a few steps out of the box. You ask, "Can I get a hug?" And you didn't know, maybe. But for the next 4 pitches, tears are rolling down my face. I've got my sunglasses on, so I'm trying to be like,
I definitely knew.
Cool, Ray Charles
tears
over there.
were running down my face in the batter's box. So,
but seriously though, so talk me through that at bat, because you have a great at bat. You ended up poking one to center field. Center fielder catches it, but I'm over here coaching. You know what I mean? I'm not coaching you in that bat anymore. Like I'm just like balling, really. And I say some bull jive or whatever, whatever I said, but you're having taking a bat. Like you're starting the game off. You're leading off the entire game. How was that moment? I guess trying to refocus or just find the whatever in you to start the game off.
Yeah, I think in that game, I was really hoping that we were a home team, but
Same here.
yeah, we didn't get home team. So it more so hit me even more to know that we already lost a game. So I mean, it's possible to lose this game, and that can be it. And it's also possible for this to be my last leadoff batting experience for you and this team. I was walking up, and I'm just like, oh, God, like, you know, I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. You know, this is not over. I can't let my team think that I'm sad and I'm gonna cry now because I believe it's over.
Right.
So I'm in the dugout. Everyone's like, let's go, Maya. I'm just like, looking down, putting my everything going, not looking, whatever. He came over and he was like, well, you ready? And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. So I'm walking up to the box and I see just like smiling, just, happy, just to take the field and also probably understanding this could be the last time.
Sure.
I walk across the plate and I'm just like, I think I need a hug to feel okay, to understand that, to get in this box and whatever I do produce or don't produce, that even, outside of this, you still like love me for me. So I was like, I just really need a comfort hug.
Yeah.
It's on the team and being the comfort person. It
Yep.
just having some comfort in a moment like that was really nice.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I feel like I needed. So I was just like, I'm gonna give him a hug and lift my arms up. Tears already.
I just oh my god, y'all can't tell on camera. I've been shaking while she's talking about that because I just that's never been a moment I've experienced with anybody before, and I think that it just I'm such a realist and I've always prided myself on being a genuine person, and so you ask me for a hug, I'm gonna give you a hug, but I'm like also whatever emotions are coming out of me like in that moment, like it was real, and I'm like, ain't no way I'm sitting over here at third base crying, right? And I thought about that after the fact, and I'm like, yeah, I am.
That's
And
how I got in the box and I tried to, I'm trying to like rub my eyes, something's in there,
sure,
because the other team is kind of looking crazy.
yeah, they're like, what's going on?
They probably think my dog died or something like that. So this is weird. And I hear one of the girls in the dugout whisper, "Maya's crying." And I was
Yeah.
like, that's what I'm trying not to let everyone see.
Sure.
It happened, but I mean, I was trying to cover it, but I think letting it go at that moment is
It was
probably what I
important.
needed, yeah.
But I guess I'll ask you this question, and we'll ask you a couple more before we break. But what's it been like knowing that you've had such a crazy mark on a coach? Because I know for me, as a former player, there's been coaches in my life that I've cherished, but I don't know that I ever reached that level of impact on them as you have on me. And I just want to know, like, because I know that you understand what you mean to me, and I know that maybe not fully, but you have an idea. And how's that? I guess been navigating that because you've blossomed into a leader of the team and things like that, but you also know that if you say something like it can slide because it's you, and that doesn't mean that you're gonna overstep or anything like that, but you, in my mind, you were an extension of the coaching staff on the field, right? And the way that you led and guided and those types of things. But from a personable standpoint, from a player to coach relationship standpoint and just simply being a friend, how has that been knowing that you left such a big mark on somebody else? Because I think that's not everybody can do that, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been as close with a coach as I am with you, and I think whenever I'm talking to people in my life, just in general about like my coach, I'm like, yeah, like he's crazy. He runs 7 miles. He does this. He's just he's just weird. That's just him, and it's just people are just like, oh wow, that's crazy. Like I've never, you're really close with him and whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, I definitely am. I tell people all the time, like if they meet you before certain people in my life, that would mean more to me than it is more close family members.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's really a privilege, and not many people have made it that far yet. But if someone that I truly do like adore meets you, then I definitely adore them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never. No one has ever just, as an adult, told me like, besides my mom, that I've been just such an impact on them. I think I don't look for any like verifications for people to be like, yes, this is what you did, like, and I needed that and whatever. And you telling me that like reassured me as well that that's also what I needed in my life, was to meet you just as well as you needed to meet me. And I think just the way it happened, the way we became close, is just like really unbelievable.
It is.
But I mean, it worked out, but I definitely didn't expect it after my first season. I did not at all.
Yeah.
But moving into like personal things with life and just realistic things and just understanding just human beings in general, it became something that like I knew I needed, and I knew I needed to like keep it like tight and close.
Yeah. Some things just make sense.
Yeah.
Once you see them unfold and the way that, I mean, I've always believed in, and God says it, we're all better together, right? But better together doesn't mean surrounding yourself with people that maybe aren't actually there for you in your corner. And but when you do realize, okay, this person's real, like they've got your back, you've got theirs, and it's a true bond. And I think that's such a it's rare, I would say, especially player to coach situation. It's rare that way because like I said, I've played for great coaches, but also I know that my connection to that coach didn't go any further than what I could do for him on the field.
Yeah.
And I've never felt that way, right? As a coach, because I knew that it wasn't just about getting the most out of Miya for the team on the field. It was also really for me about how can I help bring the best out of you so that you can be better for the people around you and better for yourself, those types of things. And so I don't know, it's just crazy because you've left such a huge mark on me, and it's something. Your mom said it, she's like, you've been such a huge part of Maya's life, but you guys don't realize that that's been a two-way street. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna cry yet. We're not there yet. But pivot real quick. So because we gotta take a commercial break. I gotta pay the bills. Um, EJ and Shay. Those are your girls. I saw you post on your stories, your Instagram today, and there was a picture of you, the three of you. I think maybe Shay or EJ just made a catch in the outfield, and the young lady was heading back to the dugout, and then in the background are the three of you guys right there from day one of this tournament. So talk me through what those girls mean to you and how that bond really came about, because I am fascinated by the trio that you guys have formed. It's been really cool to watch this year specifically.
Let's see. When they first, because I think Aaron came from Black or Blue, and Shayla
from Blue,
and
Shay from Black.
they came up, and everyone had from the previous team that I was like close with had just left, so I kind of knew like new people were coming, of course, and they came on the team, and I'm just like, I mean, first of all, they're black. I can't. I just it's like a natural like gravitation type thing.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't natural, and it did not gravitate. I mean, those two girls did not talk to me at all. Like I was just like, wow, like I was like, dang, like they really have some really mean attitudes. Like I really don't know what else to do. Like I don't know how else to joke, how else to, it was just not working at all. So I left it alone. I left them alone. I left it alone, and we did not talk. I think I'm gonna say the first 3 tournaments, they were by themselves. They didn't talk to each other or anyone else at all. It was very, I stuck with the people I knew already, and it just went from there.
Mm-hmm.
We took the trip to Oklahoma, and I was sitting outside. I don't know why I was sitting out there, but I just so happened to be sitting outside by myself. And they both, I think maybe it was Shayla who came first, and she was like, oh my God, I'm like shaking. Like, this is giving me chills. So Shayla came out, and she was like, do you want to ride scooters with me and Aaron? And I was like, sure. It's already like 9:30, and you told us our curfew was 10. So they came out, and we're trying to get the scooters, and we're riding, and I think I texted you, and I was like, well, I just got out. We just got out here, but we may be a couple of minutes late and whatever. And you were like, y'all stay out as long as you need. Just text me if you need anything. And I was like, so I'm looking at everyone else's location, and they're back at the hotel. And I'm like, wow, we're the only ones out. Doesn't anyone know or anything? And we're just out. And I think that was the first time we talked. We're riding down, and Shayla has the GPS, and we're going to some ice cream place in Shamiya, and we're like making a right turn. I'm like, wait, I think we're going to interstate, y'all. And we were headed for the interstate on the scooters.
Oh my word!
And Shayla was like, "Oh God, yeah, we are." So we stopped and whatever. We're laughing, joking, funny moment. Okay, they might be cool.
Yeah,
they might be alright. So we keep riding. We end up going to McDonald's. We're probably like 15 minutes away from the house. I think we have on our bathing suits still, or maybe just me because I had just got out of the pool. And we're just riding around. We get it, and we're just like taking selfies, pictures. We go through the drive-through, and we're riding. After that, we're chilling, whatever. We get back. We start riding back, and I flew off my scooter. I didn't see the sidewalk. Ended. I flew off, and me and my ice cream both went on the ground, and that was it for that. And they found that like really funny. I mean, they did not stop laughing at that. I think they still remember that to this day, and they tell everyone that either don't follow Shayla for directions, or don't get on the same scooter with Maya because she's gonna take you off the edge. Joke. And then I think maybe one of their scooter ends up dying, so we're riding two scooters back, sharing, and we end up making it back. We go our separate ways, and that's it. Whatever. And then the next day, I think that's when we started piercing our ears. And they're both like, yeah, we want to pierce our ears too. Whatever. So
that was one of them. First of all, that was one of the most random things about the trip. I'm like, of all things, like what, Kenzie? I mean, everyone. That was wild.
I think I pierced like 4 holes in my ear at the time, and I think Shayla and Aaron both text their parents, and they were like, oh, well, Maya pierced her ears, we're going to pierce ours. And, my mom didn't know. I didn't. So, my mom didn't know until after I pierced in my ear. So, they're telling their parents, and I guess their parents are probably thinking, well, my mom knows, whatever. Yeah. So, they pierced their ears and whatever, and we're just all in one room, just going, clicking each other's ears, and that's it. And then after that, I think we end up going to the game. We rode to the softball game, and everyone's taking pictures there. I sat with them. We went to the concession stand together, and we all just, and it really just started from there. And it just
crazy. Oh my gosh, I love that so much because first of all, I love that OKC trip. I mean, I would take it every year.
Yeah, it was
with our team. It's It was a random idea that I had a few years back, and we did it back in 2022, and then in 2024. And I love that this trio kind of came out of that, and it involved spilled ice cream and bad directions and all of it,
Yeah.
because that's, again, as we'll talk about here in a bit, like a moment where, or the way that things kind of start off, maybe not, they're not going to always be how they finish, I mean, as far as relationships. So I appreciate that stuff. So before we take a break, quick tidbit from you on Team 13. Like, obviously it was constructed differently than the four others with Elite Diamonds that you've been on. We kind of understood that we'd have people in and out just because this was kind of the end for a lot of folks. What pitching staff we were able to put together, it was always just, from a coach, it gave me the biggest headache possible. But again, aside from some of those just nuances, there were so many good moments this year that I'll never regret, like, being a part of. But from your perspective as a player and someone who's been around for a while, like, Team 13, how would you sum it up?
Uh, Team 13 definitely was the team. I mean, I don't think I've ever played on a team with the girls who have the same outer personalities, but once you get to the inside, it's so much more and so different.
Mm.
Like you'll walk by and you can be like, oh wow, they're very dull. They all had this. They're all the same. Nothing's different. But as for me individually, I feel like I know each and every one of those girls
Yeah.
differently, especially from the inside. I think as when I first came to Elite Diamonds, I was the quiet one. I didn't want to talk. I wasn't loud. I
Yeah.
wasn't cheerful. I wasn't none of that. I was just kind of there. I was a blank space. I just looked at people crazy, and I just, that was it. I nothing else. I had no desire to do anything else
Sure.
other than that. When I started on this season, I came and I was like, wow, like these girls look like me when I first started, and I was like, that wasn't a good feeling to me.
Yeah.
So, I have to come out of my shell and I have to produce more and put more on the table to just show these girls and get them out of their shell. I think having Shayla and Aaron there, for us three to click and really like build emotions and laughter and, serious moment and things like that, it definitely helped. They're probably not as loud as I am, not as jokeable as I am. Is that a word? Jokeable? Probably not.
I don't know. It is now.
Okay. They weren't, probably not as chatter as I was. But this team definitely needed like comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Like these girls, they just need to feel secure. That's what I felt the whole season. And today, after I hugged every individual girl, I think that is one thing that every girl told me. You made me believe in myself. I knew that you had my back. I knew that if no one else was gonna cheer for me, you were. I knew if I looked at you, you wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
I know if I did this, like you would still cheer me on. And that made me feel like way better about myself because I've never felt that way. I've never felt that if I do something wrong that someone is gonna come and comfort me because I'm always scared to make an error.
Sure.
But making other people not feel how I feel was, my like goal, and that's what I feel like I accomplished. Especially with my pictures, because as a catcher, like it is hard being a catcher not receiving as much credit as you feel like you deserve.
Yep.
But it's also something that I feel like I need to make my pitcher feel like her ground is worship.
Absolutely.
A ball, a strike, a crazy ball, or a good, very good strike. Either way, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna let her know this is what you did wrong. Let's fix it. You got it. So what? You do two bad balls. So what? Fix it now. That's really it. As I'm at shortstop that I played this season, it was much better for me to talk to my pitcher, being closer, being able to just walk up and whisper a little bit, see things from behind, and just just be a like friend in their corner. Sometimes a little tough especially more with Mo.
Mm-hmm.
If we're in the full count, I'm like, well, come on, Mo, you know what you got to do.
Yeah.
And she understood that, and that's something that she needed because she could work with that. She could work with me being silly for the first 3 balls, but when it's time to throw a strike, she understood.
We're dialing in.
Yeah, she understood. I think other pitchers like Madeline, she was very. I think she was just very nervous to mess up for her team, and that's something that she didn't want to do. She didn't want to disappoint anyone.
Right.
And just telling her, it's okay to disappoint. Just make up for it next time. That's just what some people need, and I feel like that's what I had to do. Molly at first base, one era, she gets upset, she's stressed out because she doesn't want another coach to make her feel less of herself after a mistake.
Sure.
She's really stressed out about it, and I'm like, well, Molly, Coach D is not like other coaches, so one error doesn't define you.
Right.
You're first base. We need you. So if you make an error, it's whatever. We need you to come back for this next place,
On to the
regardless.
next. Yep.
And I think just people like that, especially like Michelle, she's really quiet. She's just there. She
just
really
goes.
sweet. Yeah, she.
Michelle, Michelle in a very good way. I think of Michelle as a duck. Like you watch a duck going across the pond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she's just kind of.
I mean, she runs like I can see her running like a duck.
Oh my gosh!
Sorry, Michelle.
I was not going with her running.
I can see her running.
However, I'm saying like she's just smooth, nice and easy.
Yeah, she just comes out of nowhere.
But she's working hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Underneath,
I just hate that the way that she feels from her high school coach, and how they make her feel. No one should feel like that, whether people believe it or not. You shouldn't make anyone feel less of themselves because of sport.
Yeah.
Whether she doesn't play high school ball, I hope she continues to play travel ball because she definitely can work there. And she's
somebody that she doesn't cheat the game at all. Like
she either messes up,
always working, and you, if you live in Eatonton for long enough, and you were ever at the Putnam County Rec Department in the middle of the day, like you would see her and her dad out there virtually every day, and that was, to me as a coach, I appreciated that. But also, as we finally take this break, guys, I appreciated out of Team 13, man. For me, as a coach, like first of all, it helped having a leader like you, but it helped that the personalities that you speak of, there's never going to be like a perfect blend of anything in terms of like when you bring a team of people together. However, this group was so easy to work with. And that's, and all transparency there, out of the 13 teams, like there were some teams that were tougher, that just, stronger personalities that, maybe you're having to deal with just some outside stuff or whatever. Maybe some of the outside stuff got let in, and you're just having to navigate that, and that's okay. That's part of coaching. But this group, it's like, man, I could focus on the X's and O's, and I wasn't overly worried about you guys killing each other, over an error or over, whatever. You know what I mean? I think that was refreshing for me, especially after we collectively made the decision. Yes, we're going to move forward with this spring season. So anyway, we're going to take a quick break. My voice needs some water. Yeah, I don't know how long we've been shooting.
I don't know why I keep shaking every time I speak.
Maya's giving me chills when she speaks. She may be still a bit. Are you still nervous?
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess it's only when I'm talking though, so I guess I'm giving myself chills.
I get it. Fair enough. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna jump back in. I'm gonna keep questioning Maya during this interview over some things, a few random topics, maybe a few that'll hit home. But we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. I hope you've enjoyed this thus far. Just kind of getting to know Maya, even just a little bit like I know her. just I can't tell you guys how much of a beautiful soul I know that she is, what she's meant to me in my world, but also I know, like we mentioned in the other segment, the first segment there, like it's been a two-way street, and I've been so grateful for that. But we're gonna get a little less depth, I guess, for a second, and I'll throw in some some real live questions. But here's just an opportunity for you guys to get to learn random things about Maya. So random questions coming in.
Okay.
Some of them have more meaning than others, obviously. But the first one is, if you could move anywhere in the country, where would you go and why?
Probably Texas, because everyone says everything is bigger in Texas.
Oh my god.
And who doesn't like bigger?
Fair enough.
I
Okay.
mean, and
So
probably I'm thinking bigger money, hopefully, bigger houses, bigger, like just everything. Really.
bigger yards,
Yeah.
bigger everything. So if you do you know anything about Texas? As in like the cities,
No.
Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin? Nothing.
No, I really like the song by Beyonce. Just saying Texas.
That's
I
a
want to
good
be in
song.
Texas,
I dig that.
but I don't know. I never really thought about where I wanted to go. Actually, I just.
So I was just talking to somebody at the pool today. Madeline's family,
Mm.
and Tom, Madeline's dad, has a friend that lives out in Katy, Texas, which is where Jalen Milroe, former Alabama quarterback, where he went to high school. And on any given Friday night, they would have like 10 to 12,000 fans at a high school a football game.
For him?
10 to 12,000, not just for him, just in general. Still, yeah, not just about him. Like it's just that's like Texas football. Like Texas football is.
So they're serious.
It's a real deal.
Wow.
So I don't know how many few hundred fans we'd have at Putnam County High School football games, but like they're talking 10 to 12,000.
That has to be a big high school.
Massive.
Yeah.
It like there's some Division I campuses that would pale in comparison to what Texas high school football has to offer. So
that'd be great for my kids.
Yeah, kind of wild. All right, another one. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Probably to hear people's thoughts.
Really?
I would
like good or bad, you would still want to know.
Everything, yeah. I would like to know, like, if, like, I don't know, I just would like to know what people are thinking. Like, if something happens and I look at someone, I want to know if anyone else is noticing the same thing I am.
Without having to say it.
Yeah, without having to say it. You know what? Without me having to read their facial expressions. Or, like, if someone is, like, mad at me, I would like to want to know, or even just, like, talking about me in their head.
Fair enough. So are you like, is that like more of an insecurity thing, or like more just like you just the curiosity of like knowing what people are thinking? Like what do you
I only care about knowing about certain people, like knowing what certain people are thinking. So like my friends or my family and things, I only care. But like if I'm in public and I fall or something, I wouldn't care what
Fair enough.
But if my like best friend is mad at, like, if I feel like she's mad or I feel her attitude,
Right.
and she won't say it, I would like to know. Or if my mom is like, if she's mad or has an attitude with me and I really don't know why, I would really just be
Like,
curious to know. Because,
what's up?
Yeah, like, just want to know because it's like weird.
Okay, fair enough. I got another one for you. All right. And this is more of I guess a real question. They're all real, but what's one valuable lesson you've learned from growing up in Macon, Georgia / Crawford County?
It's a very small world. Like, your business can really get out there for sure. I think that's probably all I've learned. It's just you have to find your people in those places. And at the moment, I found my person in Crawford County, and I had to restart, and I had to keep restarting in Macon to find my person.
Sure.
And I definitely found my people, and like the people who I needed and who I knew I could trust.
Yeah.
But I think finding your people is gonna be really hard because you don't want to get with the wrong people. You don't want to go with people who are gonna put your business out there, and
Right.
you just want somewhere like comforting to know that you're in the right spot.
I think that's such a hard lesson to learn, though, as
Yeah.
well as like a high schooler, because
Definitely.
you're just kind of just like you're just thrown in this environment with people that you just have to be with for the next K through 12. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't really get to choose your high school classmates, and but also, like you said, like it's kind of a bit of it's a bit of a toss up. Well, are these the right people that I
Yeah.
need to be around? Are they not? Like, and I've talked about this before. Like, we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Like, your bank account's probably gonna look about like theirs. Like, you're gonna act about like them. Like,
Yeah.
that's just reality, how it works, right? And so it's just interesting to hear that part of it. It's also interesting here to say that like the small world, because it is.
Mhm.
But I know for me, like growing up, when I was growing up in Eatonton, truly small town, we looked at Macon as a bigger, like the big city, one of the big cities
Wow.
in Georgia, like Atlanta and Macon, like Atlanta, Macon, Augusta, Savannah, a little bit, but like
Yeah.
Atlanta and Macon were the bigger places. So like whenever we got the opportunity to go to Macon or like come down, like to go to what was that, Academy Sports or um, is it Team
Team
Sports?
sports.
Yeah, do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it was always like, oh, let's go to Macon. My aunts and uncles, they still live there. A lot of my cousins live there in Macon, so it was always like go to Macon to do
Yeah.
something bigger
Here's why
than
I think it's a small world. So, my dad has a bus load of kids. He has 3 graduating this year,
wow.
and we're all spread out. I mean, my brother's in Upson, Lee, my sister's in Perry. I'm in Macon.
Hmm.
Anything that goes on over there, I mean, I know. Like
Yeah,
I'm in private school, but I know a lot of public school things. I know a lot of
sure.
public school drama. Like people talk, private school doesn't stop you from knowing things. I wish people would understand that.
Yeah,
I did go to private school, but I'm not a private school girl,
yeah,
if that makes sense.
absolutely. You're not in your
Macon
little
is yeah,
bubble.
Macon is still Macon, regardless. I see people outside. I work in Macon, so things just get around, and it's just my friend knows people. I have a bunch of friends. They know people. People just know people.
Yeah,
Especially in Macon. I don't know. I feel like Macon is pretty small once you've been there for a while.
and knowing people is powerful
Yeah,
if it's done right. So
definitely.
okay, fair enough. All right, another one. What's the weirdest food combination that you secretly love? It's kind of a hard one, maybe, but like any odd food combos out there for you? Which honestly, any answer you give would probably be odd to me because I'm such a simple taste kind of guy.
I don't have anything odd, but I will. Well, I like sauteed mushrooms. I will eat them by themselves.
By themselves.
And at my school, the lunch ladies I mean, I just love vegetables. I mean, I have a weird craving for vegetables, and I don't know
Wow.
why. But it has to be seasoned for sure. It can't just be bland.
Okay.
But I will eat zucchini, squash, Brussels sprouts, asparagus,
Just straight up.
anything straight up. So at lunch, the lunch ladies, they would cook like a little pan of
Uh-huh.
sauteed mushrooms, for everyone to get, but no one ever got it but me. I would eat a whole plate by myself. My friends would call me weird. Everybody's just like, "Oh my gosh, Mike, that's disgusting. Like, are you serious?"
Sure.
And I don't know. I just like vegetables. It's really weird because I don't know why, but I would eat a full plate of vegetables without having any meat. Long
That's
as
different.
if it's seasoned, I would eat it.
That's different. So you love to catch and you like vegetables. Like those are two
Yeah.
things that
And I'm still this small.
well, you said no meat. So
Yeah, I
like
mean,
that's
I
but
guess
you're healthy
yeah,
though.
I'm healthy.
So
Strong immune
you're in good
system.
shape. I like it. All right, so if you could travel to any fictional world out there, where would it be? So like for me, which I like when I think about this question, 'cause I've asked this question to like some buddies before, and we like just have these random deep dive conversations. But like for me, when I think about the fictional world, like I love the Fast and Furious movies, so I would consider that like a fictional world, like where this alternative world of me, like if I was just like if I wasn't married and I didn't have a kid and a kid on the way, and like it was just me or whatever, I could probably see myself like drag racing cars. Like that's
Okay.
just kind of like a weird alternative universe for me. But like for you, what would that look like?
I don't know. I would probably. I think maybe this is gonna sound like really weird, but maybe like I don't know if I want to say Charlie in the Chocolate Factory,
Okay. Yep.
or if I want to say Alice in the Wonderland.
Ooh,
Because I, like
that's
the
tough.
rabbit holes. I just want to see it.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
just want. I would like to see it.
Yes,
If
absolutely.
it's just, but I would like to get the money from the chocolate factory, and it's just. But I don't know. They're both kind of scary because the movies aren't scary, but the plots are kind of like weird.
They're
Yeah, it's a little for
they're
a younger
different.
person.
Yes.
It's like
Disney really does like throw a little
So I don't
curveballs
know.
in there.
I think I would want to enter if I like have watched the movie before, so I knew exactly what to do.
Yeah.
In the movie, but I don't know. I never really thought about that.
Bethany, my wife Bethany, she would definitely say Harry Potter.
Okay,
Like,
but the flying dragons is not really cool with me. So I think I'm okay. I would Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs would be cool. I would hate to get smushed by a dinosaur, but I would like to see a dinosaur.
Are you like a fan of Jurassic, like the movies?
No.
Okay.
It's just pretty cool. Just to like run from dinosaurs,
Might. No.
I just,
what?
I just have a real like weird fantasy, like doing like wanting to. I want to be successful in crazy things. Like I talk about with my friends all the time. I'm like, if something happens at school and we all like make it to the car, they can go eat afterwards because like we can celebrate.
That's it.
Living, and everyone looks at me crazy, but I'm like, I feel like that's valid.
Okay, so would skydiving be
definitely?
Really?
Yes, I want.
Then we got to go skydiving.
I'm down.
I went in Vegas 2 years ago.
In Vegas?
Yes, I don't know why I chose Vegas, but I was already gonna be out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know why I chose. It was on Groupon. I saw it on Groupon.
Okay.
I got a little discount. That's what it was. But I knew I wanted to go, and
who'd you go with?
Just me.
By yourself?
Just me.
Wow.
Yep.
That sounds sad.
I was on a business trip, and I had 6 hours or something like that before meeting started, and we were meeting on Vegas trip. I'm serious. So meetings didn't start till like 2 in the afternoon, and I saw this Groupon. I get out there, and they're like, "We drop at 10, and we'll have you back to the Vegas trip by noon." Wow. I'm like, "Great, sign me up."
So you just randomly.
So I went
6 hours away, skydive.
I jumped out.
Wow.
It was good. It was fabulous. So anyway,
I think I would probably pass out if I pass out on the Goliath. I may pass out there.
That was. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, listen. Small story time. Okay, we take the team to Six Flags. This has been a couple summers now, right? A couple summers ago, we take the team to Six Flags, and for those of you who don't know what Six Flags is, like in Georgia, there's like I know there's one in Texas, there's one up near Chicago, but it's an amusement park, right? It has roller coasters, and the Goliath is probably the biggest one.
It is the biggest one.
In Six Flags, right? Great. Well, we're on this ride. There's probably, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 of us players. One of my best friends, Dee, who's been on the show a couple of times. He was there as well. So we're on the ride, and y'all, let me just tell you, okay? We rode the ride 3 times. The first 2 times, Maya's on the ride. She wasn't sitting with me. She was sitting near me, and she passes out. Like we go up the first big hill, and it was on the first drop, right? But it got progressively better, I think. Like she made it longer and longer every time. But on the third time, I'm like, sit with me. Let me just, because there ain't no way y'all just saying she's passing out like this, and you can't be lying about it. But anyway, I wanted to know for myself, and I kid you not, man, she's sitting between me and Emma. I believe it is.
Yes, because Emma grabbed my head.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's sitting between me and Emma, and we go up to the top. We make the first drop. All is well. Hit the next hump. Maya goes out like a light, y'all.
Yeah.
She's out. Emma's holding her head. I'm holding her back. I'm holding her chest. belly back, and then I'm like, what is? And I'm crying. I am
Laughing,
crying,
not
laughing.
not scared.
No, not scared at
Laughing.
all. Then what happens is, okay, we're halfway through the ride. She wakes up, screams, and passes. She passed right back out, y'all. I'm telling you, man, that was the craziest
Yeah.
scene I've ever been a part of. I've never seen. First of all, I've never seen anybody pass out in my life.
I don't know
That
why
was
I
the first
got on
time.
it 3 times. I think it's a I passed. I think I just made knock the breath out of myself. Like just like by myself. Like I really don't know. I just maybe it's like a panic thing,
I guess
and
so.
I just like.
Well,
But
I will say, like, skydiving for me was nothing like a roller coaster ride
mhm,
because it was a free fall feeling, but it wasn't like,
the stomach drop.
yeah, because you're
Okay.
not falling that, like, you're falling fast, but like you don't feel it that way.
Okay.
So we got to go.
Okay.
I would say that.
Yeah.
All right, favorite high school softball memory. Like, if you could give me 30 seconds, high school softball, because I mean, you spent, which, before you answer, you spent the last couple of seasons, right,
Mhm.
at Stratford.
Mhm.
First two were at Mount DeSales,
Mhm.
both private school
Yeah.
programs in Macon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say the summer going into 11th grade, moving to Stratford. We had a game in Tennessee, a little tournament, a mini tournament in Tennessee. I think it was in Tennessee. I'm pretty
It
sure.
was because I remember
Mhm.
you. Yep.
And we're on the mini bus, and this is like my first time. I didn't know it was gonna be a mini bus. First time riding a mini bus, young in the bus, whatever. I had no friends at the time. I wasn't friends with anyone on the team, and I'm on the bus, and I'm trying to figure out like who I want to sit with.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of important. It's a long hour, like a really long drive. And there's this one girl. Her name is Carson, and I was like, I wanted to be friends with her from the beginning, but I couldn't read her. Like I didn't know. I was how is she weird, or does she not like black people, or is she like like I couldn't read through her.
Can get a
So
feel.
yeah, I couldn't get a feel, but I just was like, he saved me a seat on the bus, and she saved me a seat, and we sat there and we casually started talking, whatever. It was fine or whatever, and I think we got stuck in traffic, and we ended up missing like 2 games, I want to say.
What?
At least one. At least one. We didn't play at all that day, I'm pretty sure. But we
Oh
did
my
at
gosh.
least miss one game. And we're stuck in traffic, and Carson had to pee. And we're in the middle of the interstate, and there's nothing near. Nothing at all. And so she had to like pick up, and I had to like hold the blanket for her.
Oh
And it
my
was like,
gosh.
that was like a very, I don't know, like it was really weird. Like that's how we became so close.
Yep.
She was like, I love Carson. Like
That's what's up.
she's probably like my favorite white girl.
Still keep in touch?
Yes, we graduated together at Stratford.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Good deal.
I love her. She's a very sweet, like genuine person.
Oh man. Yo, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Okay.
so but that's exactly how that was probably like my favorite memory. Talk about it like all the time. It's pretty crazy. But
That's hilarious. Stuck in traffic, can't go
Yeah.
nowhere. Here's a cup.
tea in it. Yeah.
All right. So if you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, over and over again, what would it be?
Blackish.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Enough said.
I mean, funny,
Yes.
pretty, they grow, like you can see it.
Yes.
And like maybe include grownish. It's like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of grownish kind of slacked off a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Blackish was good.
yeah, it
And
was.
I appreciate it, especially like, because I grew up on all of those actors too.
Mhm.
Like, I watched their movies, I watched their sitcoms, and that cast that came together because they almost didn't do the show. I don't know if you knew that,
Really?
but they
No, I
almost didn't
didn't.
run it. And so I know, like, now that I've watched it, I would have been heartbroken that it didn't exist.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. I like that. Okay. The most ridiculous thing you've ever bought online, or maybe it doesn't have to be specifically online, but like, just what would be something that you bought that was just a little out there?
I don't know. I feel like everything I buy with a purpose.
Ooh, okay.
Like I'm gonna use it. I just don't know. I can't think of anything.
But I appreciate that answer
I
because
feel yeah.
you're picky about what you spend your money
Yeah,
on.
I'm definitely cheap. But I mean, certain things, like I don't know. I don't have anything.
I
I
got
think
called cheap 3 times today
wow.
by 3 different people. But I
I
am
mean,
cheap though.
yeah.
I
I feel like your cheap is different from my cheap though.
what do you mean?
Like your cheap is different from my cheap. Like it's just two different cheaps.
That's fair. But I cut corners
I
on
don't know.
certain things like financially. I don't like to just give money away.
Yeah.
Like I'm cheap to the point like where we're excited. Again, I understand what you're saying though. Like we're different cheaps, but like I like like we like to travel.
Mhm.
But like I'm excited. We're about to have a kid.
Mhm.
Elliot will be here hopefully November-ish, December, whatever. But 2-year-olds fly for free.
Okay.
So we're like, well, we're gonna take more flights while he's
Okay.
younger
Yeah.
because we don't want to pay for the extra plane ticket.
Okay.
So anyway,
Hopefully he's not like he doesn't cry a lot. Hopefully.
that would be great. Like we
Yeah.
got really lucky with Aubrey. Her first flight was at 3 months old.
Yeah. Aubrey has been on more flights than
Yeah,
I have. Yeah.
she's been a lot.
Yeah. That girl's been around the world.
Yeah, she's been all over the place. Okay, so question. Not really a question. So moment, Vera Beach. Okay, this was your first World Series with Elite Diamonds back in 2023. Um, wow, I don't even know where to start. Like I talked about this with Maddie Speaks briefly, but we didn't like go super in depth of that tournament. But this was a tournament that I felt like the caliber of our team we had, it was more than winnable for us. And we'd hella scouted the team that we needed to beat, and we beat them in pool play, and we knew what was going to require to beat them in the championship. But we fell short. We didn't make it. Part of it, honestly, on me. And one of the decision that I will regret the most in 6.5 years, and Taylor won't mind me sharing this, but like we had a moment, and I don't want to like spin forever on this, but we had a moment where it's the bases are loaded, and we got nobody out. Yes, bases loaded, nobody out. I think we're down a run, maybe two. It was a tight ball game against a team that we should have obliterated, if we're being really honest about it. Because that was the year where we were just loaded with talent.
Yeah, we had a powerhouse team.
Yes, it was. We were hard to beat through and through, and like I think we had 15 players on the team, maybe 16 at the time, and all of our subs could have been starters on any team. Genuinely.
Not me. I was not good at the time.
Baloney. She'll prove it in here in a second. So the point is that bases loaded, nobody out. Miya's in the starting lineup. Okay, she's bull jiving about not being good enough because she ended up getting MVP of this tournament because of how good she was and how not smart I was in the moment. But anyway, all that to say, bases loaded, nobody out. We had Taylor on the bench. Taylor wasn't in the lineup because she'd been struggling last couple weeks or whatever. And so Tay wasn't in the lineup. She understood that. She knew her role at that moment was to pitch, and that was cool. Whatever. In that moment, base loaded, nobody out. I'm like, listen, here's where my thoughts were. Right, Miya, she's not your typical black skinny kid with a lot of speed. Right, she's a black catcher. Right, at the time. Okay, at the time. Taylor, on the other hand, could drop the ball 350 feet, like in a heartbeat, right? So in my mind, I'm going, all right, all we really need right here is a deep fly ball. That was my only thought process. What I didn't want to have happen is a double play. Literally, that was my thought. I'm like, I don't want because Miya had been heavy contact hitter. Sometimes it's a line drive, like great. Sometimes it's on the ground, whatever. But this team, scouting report wise, they turned like half a dozen or more double plays in the tournament already. So I'm like, Give me a deep fly ball. Like that's my focal point in that point, right? So anyway, long story short, it backfires. Taylor hits a moderate shot. It wasn't that strong of a hit, but it was a shot back to the pitcher. Pitcher catches it and doubles up one of our players. So what I didn't want to have happen happened. It was a double play, right? With Smirky over here. So that moment takes place. Miya, rightfully so, pissed at me probably, right? Because I rip her out of the lineup in a moment where she absolutely could have come through for the team, and maybe we're having a different conversation about this World Series because maybe we go on to win that one because we wanted to lose that specific game and then won the next one, and then I think we lost one after that. But we put ourselves in losers bracket, whatever. So talk me through that moment because you alluded to it at the beginning of the show an hour ago. That obviously our relationship, the way it kind of generated, even similar to EJ and Shay, like it just wasn't, it didn't click right away or what have you. And now it is what it is. But that was a moment for us where it could have gone a completely different direction. Like,
Yeah.
speak to that a little bit.
I think, well, I just felt that tournament and that season, I didn't have as many opportunities to hit like I wanted because we had such a stacked team full of like great hitters. So I wasn't as great as they were at the moment. And that tournament, I think Coach D ended up batting 10 people until we started getting into bracket play. So like I think I was alternate with some people maybe, and that was like gonna be our last of the season. So I was kind of like really like wanting to do good, and we came into that tournament and our best hitters, like they weren't. That just wasn't really their tournament. Like they weren't really ripping the ball or just power hitting how they normally did. So I mean, at the moment, that just was like an advantage for me. Like that probably sounds really selfish,
No, this is
but
reality.
I think like seeing that, I was just like, okay, well, this is my chance. I'm either gonna, be like them or I'm gonna try to like, do better. And I'm like, I'm hitting the ball, I'm doing good. Line drives, opposite field, running bases good, and everyone is just like you're doing good, Maya. Oh my God, like you're doing good. And just hearing that from those hitters made me feel even more confident. Like I can be up there with them someday. So I just kept on, and then when we got to the moment, and Coach G called times, I thought he's gonna tell me to bunt or something, and have the thought of getting pulled out the game.
Yeah.
And then he told me, and I was just like, I think I was more so embarrassed because of the tie game we were in, and like everyone seeing that, and just like you could definitely hear the awkward silence in the moment. So it was even more like awkward for me, and I was just on the dugout, and I was just like really like I just didn't understand at all, and everyone was just like, are you okay? Like, did you get hurt? Or, like, what's going on? Why they did? And I don't know myself, so I'm getting overwhelmed and just sad, and I got the dugout, and I'm crying, just really sad, and then after the game, after that play is over, I think like Coco comes up and she's like, "Oh my God, that was the worst thing D has ever done. Like, what the is he do?" Like, she was really mad.
She was on it.
She was really mad, and I was, just Coco always like has had my back with anything. So I just knew like I kind of had a reason to feel upset because other people were upset for me. So after that, I told Taylor that I wasn't mad that he put her in, like just specifically her.
Sure.
I just felt hurt that it had to be in front of everyone, you know. And after that, I think I talked to you about it, and just like hearing like you explain your game plan, and then you also explaining how you understand that wasn't smart, but you want me to understand where you were coming from, but also want me to understand that you will better that if I keep proving myself how I am. And that just made me, at least you weren't just like, bland with the conversation, and just was like, you didn't need to be in the moment. I had to do what I had to do. That's it. You explained to me, and we actually got on the, an agreement level with it. So I felt like more better about it, because after that I was like, oh yeah, new team.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, either new team or no more softball. My confidence was just completely crushed. I was like, dang, like I thought I was doing really good, and then just for that to happen, it just really
Yeah.
sucked. And and you had a game plan. I understood your thought afterwards, not in the moment. So it was just.
Here's the thing. I tell you all this. I love this story so much because it's I don't know. It's just one of those God things where, again, like you said, it could have been new team and you're out. Like you're like, I'm peace out. Like that was a moment that could have been so bone crushing to the point to where you're like, I don't want to either play softball at all, like you said, or I need to go find somewhere else to play because this guy does not trust me, right? And granted, been on the team for 6 months at the time or whatever, but either way, still, like I've done all this tournament already, and I get ripped out on this stage in this moment where I could do this. And one of the things I love hearing you say right there was that, and you weren't being selfish at all, but you were just next man up mentality, because I think some people in your shoes are not next man up mentality. They're not ready for the moment. And as much as I've heard you say tonight on this recording a couple times now, but as much as I've felt it from you, where you're like, I need to prove this to D. I need to prove to him, like you even said it about this World Series. Like, I don't know if I just told you this, but like, you never needed to prove anything to me ever after that moment, after that tournament, right? Because you earned the MVP. Like, it made sense for us to say, yeah, we're not here without Miya. We don't earn a Final Four finish in this tournament without Miya. From that point on, I'm going, yep, she's earned anything that she gets from this point forward. It's because she's earned it, and it's part of the. We talked about it early on when you first joined the team of why is this person getting a little extra rope than maybe me, right? Well, you haven't been here that long, therefore that trust hasn't been gained yet. It took that moment for me to say, yeah, from here on out, I understand where her mindset is, what she's about, what her focal point is, and I don't know that I'll ever doubt that she will not give her best effort in any situation. And that's, for me, that's all I needed as a coach. And so that's there's a lot of reasons why I love that moment, and it's one of my worst moments, and so it's weird for me to love that. It's one of my worst. I won't say one of my worst moments. One of my worst coaching decisions, because of how it panned out. I did it a month prior to that in June. We're in Covington, and it worked. Right, went to the well one too many times, and it didn't work out the second time in the World Series setting. But like, again, it's just one of those, man, where I look at it and I'm like, yo, it's so cool to see we go from that, you feeling the way you were feeling at the end of that tournament, and me being the optimist that I am, and sometimes maybe being a little bit naive. I left that tournament excited about you specifically. May not have ever voiced it, didn't maybe take the time to say that outright, which probably I should have. But we were not on the same wavelength after that. Where the way that you were feeling, I was feeling just the opposite. You were like, I could probably check out. Me, I'm like, yo, I'm excited for the future with this person. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of crazy how that panned out that way, and I'm uh, I'm more than glad it happened because of what it's led to. So
I think I took it in a good way. I knew the next season I wanted to come back and, if not start there where I ended, at least be better.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's what I did.
Yeah, and I think the following year, I remember you asking me even last summer, we're in PCB, I think. You're like, why am I batting in the 2-hole? And I'm like, because you give us the best shot to win being right here, and then obviously this year it was a no-brainer for you to bat leadoff in my eyes. I mean, between you and EJ, it made sense to have that 1-2 punch. But like, I don't know, it's just, I was telling Bethany earlier this week during this tournament, we were talking to Fern, who was an old coach of ours, and we were talking about making lineups and things like that. Now that she's at the college level, and that's something that I love to do. Like that's making a lineup is something I have a lot of passion about because if I make it with a plan A, B, C, D, and E, and F, and if this person can't execute here, well, this is how I've designed it so that this can fall into place this way. You know what I mean? And so when I craft things like that, knowing that it starts with Maya, and you all year never folded under pressure, right? It was just you're batting lead off, and this is what we're doing, and it unfolds with you. And so I'm gonna stop looking at you. All right, let's ask a different one that doesn't involve tears. Um, Most spontaneous thing you've ever done? Just
I
out of the
think
blue.
I'm a very planful person, so
Okay.
I don't think I've done anything.
Just nothing random. Just spur of the moment. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do this. Nothing.
I mean, I really can't think of anything. Like it's like I mean, like when I'm cleaning my room or if I'm cleaning the house, like if I need something specific and it's not there, I'm putting on some shoes to go and get it. Because when I'm in a cleaning mood, it has to be done how I picture it. So like,
Okay.
I
Like as in you say go to the store?
yes. So like
Oh
I
wow,
need
so you're leaving the house to
yes. So like I was cleaning my closet one day and I had this idea. I was like, I need one of those things that hang on the thing on the rail of my closet and it's like cubbies in it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like 9 o'clock at night. But I have to get this done so I can go to sleep. I have to finish organizing my room. My mom is like cussing me out. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I had to go. She's like, but she knows that when I get in that mindset, nothing really can stop me. Because when I start cleaning, it has to be how I want it in my head, and then I'm done.
Did you have a little bit of OCD with that?
I don't know. I think I kind of stress clean. So when I'm mad or stressed about something or thinking about something, I clean. And I feel like if I don't get it done, I'm gonna stress myself out even more. So I have to get it done how I want.
That's fair. I get that. Okay. Cool. Okay, a few more. The most unique talent that you have, like what would be something that you can do that you feel like is unique, or whether it's quirky, cool, weird. Is there anything that you feel like you can do that maybe a lot of other people cannot?
I don't think I have any hidden talents.
Nothing that you
I think
just
I'm a pretty plain person.
can you sing?
No.
No?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Maya
I
the
think that's
singer.
like me and my best friend Michaela. I
Mhm.
feel we're really opposite, but we're like really the same. Like I'm the athletic outside. Let's go on a walk. Let's go outside. Let's go outside. Like let's do that. And she's like a theater kid. Like she sings. Outside is not for her.
Just
She
allergic to
might be
outside.
the lightest person that I've seen. I mean, she doesn't. The only time she tans is if she's forced to go to her brother's game, and that's
Wow.
it. And she sings. That's what she does. She does plays. Like she's not athletic at all. She's not going to touch any type of sport material
Man.
at
So when
all.
we went on our quite a few mile hike during spring training weekend that year, like that was okay. Like that was up your alley.
Like I was fine with that.
You were good then.
Definitely, I
Okay.
like things like that.
Nature. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. So speaking of singing, at least song right now, top song on your playlist. Like, what's one of your go-tos?
Um, I like it's a song of J. Cole
Mhm.
and Summer Walker. It's like from J. Cole to Summer Walker. That's what it's called.
Okay.
I don't know. I just really
You just like that song.
yeah, I just like it. I
You
like
like
that
J.
song.
Cole in general, or
Yeah.
just
I
okay?
think in my top three, I'm gonna say like Drake, J. Cole. I'm gonna have to go with probably Mac Miller.
In that order?
Probably not in that order. Just Drake, maybe one.
Okay.
Mac Miller, maybe 2. J. Cole, maybe 3.
I feel that. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
All right, favorite travel ball memory.
My favorite travel memory. Oh, I would never forget this. We're in Panama. That's
Last year.
last year. And I think I'm stuffing my face with French fries. I think Coco's eating like some type of quesadilla maybe or something like that. And we had the double header I think because we were in the loser brackets maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling Coco I was like, look, if I hit a home run when I make it to home, like I'm jumping in your arms. And she's like, okay, come on, I'm gonna catch you, but you gotta hit it first. And I'm just like, I mean, I'm gonna try, but I'm just letting you know if it happens. But
Yeah.
if not, whatever. So I don't know if I said this the game of or the game before maybe. It was one game that day though. I know
Right.
it was that day. And Coco is behind me. She's clean up batter. I'm batting before her, so she's on deck.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 2 outs and whatever. And I get up to bat. And I think you just like you didn't give me a sign. I think you just like told me to hit whatever, do whatever. So I get in the box and like the girl, she throws me a meatball down the middle.
Yeah.
And this is my first home run.
And you rocked it too, boy.
And I over center field over her head, and I'm running to first base, and I'm like sprinting. I'm pretty slow, so I'm really trying to get there because I don't know where it's at. And Coach G is like, "It's gone, sweetheart." And I'm thinking like foul, and I'm looking at it, and I see it in the second base, and she's like, "Oh my god, good hit." I'm like throwing my hands up in the air, like so cool. I'm just like so. I sprinted around the bases.
Yes,
like, I sprinted.
That was the fastest home run trot I've ever.
That was
seen.
probably the fastest I've ran ever the bases at all. And I get to home plate, and I like see Coco there, and I touch home. I don't even know if I touched home plate, but I did. I did jump in Coco's arms like really high. Like it was just I don't know. That was just a.
I think I remember seeing the video of me jumping in the air.
Yes, I was like past you, and you were just like you were still happy.
Yes. Oh my gosh, man. Because I mean, it was your first, and like your first one's different. Like because everybody doesn't hit home runs in their career.
Yeah.
So the first one, man, you get the first one done, and it's like, if for some folks it feels like a weight off.
Yeah.
But for others, it's like this may never happen again. So like, let's celebrate it like it's the last.
I think I was more excited that it actually happened after talking about it.
Yeah.
And just like, and in the video, you can watch the video, and like Coco is like screaming.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's like, she did a bat flip for me. Like I didn't even. She did the bat flip and everything. Like she's just so excited, so ready. So it was just really cool.
Oh boy, that gives you chills. Love it. Okay, couple more, and then we'll take a quick break for you guys. Strangest thing you've ever witnessed in public. Like, is there anything weird you've seen in public that would be noteworthy?
I don't know. I just think like watching like couples like kiss and like grip each other's butts is kind of weird in public.
In public, yes.
I mean, they might be drunk most of the time.
Sure.
It's just really awkward to watch. Like, yeah, I don't know. So. It's just really weird.
The excessive affection.
Yeah, like,
I would say.
Yeah, I don't like that. Maybe the kissing is fine, but like when you start, grabbing items.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Items.
Yeah, it just gets to a point.
I love it. Okay, fair enough. All right, I got 2 more for you. One is talk us through your tattoo choices. So everybody can't see your tattoos right now, which is fine, but like,
yeah, I don't want not too much. Just very chill.
Give us the message, the reason.
Me and my mom have a matching one right here. Mine says she gave me life. Her says she gave me purpose. This right here, this is my birth flower, and this is 1 John 4:8, and it is for the one who does not know love has yet to know God, for God is love. And I'm a really big love person. Like, I think I'm not affectionate with a lot of people, but like, I just really like love like loving people. Like, my friends aren't very affectionate, especially not my best friend Michaela, but like I tell her I love her all the time. Like I just love my mom. I tell her I love her all the time after the phone or anything. Like I tell you I love you all the time. Like I'm just people who I tell that to like hold a really special place in my heart. Like I don't think I would just like say that to random people. Like people say it to me sometimes, and I it really feels bad to not say it back, but it's
Has to
just
be real though.
yeah, so look, like I just growing up young as a child, I didn't hear love a lot. Like love was not like an everyday thing from
Sure.
everyone in my family. Like my mom maybe, but it wasn't like a everyday thing for me. So as I got older and I realized like what love felt like and how it made me feel, and like I knew that's something that I needed, and getting it from people as I got older, it was like God, like God is giving us love, like, and that's just what I want to do. Like I just want to give out love, and I'm not gonna give my love to people who I don't really have the love for.
Sure.
So the people that I do say I love them a lot is the people that I really mean it. And if someone like tells me that they don't want me to like say it, like it does hurt my feelings a lot.
Sure.
I don't think anyone has. I mean, maybe a couple people, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just really, I don't know. I don't know. I just really love y'all. Like
you have. I mean, you have such a big heart, and
yeah,
when you're like, and when you're like that, man, it's because we're the one and the same on that. Like it's just it hurts when
yeah,
if it's not reciprocated, but it's also like if I don't love you, like I really don't,
yeah.
and
Like
that's
it's special. I feel like it's special.
yeah. So
It
I
might be
got that.
overbearing for some people, maybe.
Maybe that's okay.
Yeah.
At least they know you love them.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
good. So okay, so those are your tattoos. Now speaking of love,
Mhm.
before we take the break, what do you love most about your mom?
About my mom.
Mhm.
Ah, I love the work driven that my mom has. Like, she has changed in so many ways over her life like span. Like it's just really unbelievable. Like I love everything about my mom. She is definitely like my superhero. People say that, just because, but that lady is that lady is strong, that lady she has been through some unimaginable stuff that, that's not talked about.
Sure.
Many people don't know, and if they do, they don't know the full thing. And I've been there through it all. My mom had me at a young age, so it wasn't just butterflies and flowers. So
Yeah.
we grew together, learned together. We got it done together, and we're at a really, really, really good spot in life. It took a lot to get there, but the way that I seen her battle through life
Yeah.
really like put a fight into me as well. To just go get what I want. If anything stands in the way, like you just gotta go. And it's just been such a blessing to see her keep going and never give up on me.
Yeah.
So I just know that I can't give up. I just always have to keep going. No matter how hard it gets, because like it got really hard for her.
Yeah.
And she never stopped for me.
What I know of your mom is the epitome of the grind.
Yeah.
And I can see it in your eyes when you talk about
Yeah.
mom, and that's why I wanted to ask you that because I think, man, people take for granted a mother's love and what the lengths a mom will go for their kids, like
Yeah.
whatever it takes. And it's been so inspiring to me to watch your relationship with your mom because it's the two of you, and I've watched you guys have each other's six day in and day out, and what you've shared with me, what she shared with me, what you've both shared with me together, and just y'all's story, man. I don't know. I feel like the world will never know. The world doesn't need to know all of the backstory, but I think it's important that people that are listening to this show in this moment who are going through stuff and who are battling circumstances and just scenarios and things like that they may not feel what they need to feel to get through it, like they can still do it. They need to know that there are people in this world like you and your mom who could have made 72,000 excuses to not be where you are, this good place in life where you are right now, but you didn't make them. And you said no to all those excuses. We're going to keep our head down and we're going to keep grinding until we get what we want. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
And when your back's against the wall, when life is just freaking just throwing curveballs all the time and you're swinging and missing over and over and over and over and over again, it's like, yo, God, I need a break. Yeah. And God's like, no, I'm making you stronger. Like, pressure makes diamonds. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think you and your mom are diamonds in the rough for sure. And I think that it's a beautiful thing to see. So just know, like, it doesn't go unnoticed. Like the way that you say, like, you know, catchers kind of take the back burner type thing, things go unnoticed, or pictures or whatever. Like, same thing with you and your mom. Like, those of us who are in y'all's world who get an opportunity to speak into your life, to be in your life, like, yo, we see the grind. And again, there's so many people that watch this show that are just similar in that respect. So anyway, we're gonna take a quick break. And when we come back, guys, we're gonna wrap up the show. Miya's heading to college. I'm excited for her. Just got a few questions for her about that experience to come, and anything that she wants to kind of wrap the show up with, guys. So we'll be right back, and we'll finish the show up here in a minute. All right, guys, welcome to the show one final time. This has been a very long show, I think, for the comparison. I think our last 4 or 5 shows have been anywhere from like 30 to 40 minutes.
No, this is like an hour and a half.
No, no way. This is definitely topping 2 hours.
Oh.
No doubt about it.
Oh.
This may very well be the longest show in history of the Diamond Discussion. So,
I'm
anyway.
be very impressed if someone watches the whole thing.
Shout out to Mike. Here's the thing. We have a lot of our listeners. What I noticed, like, because we have like the metrics on Spotify and Amazon and whatnot, and so most of our listeners, like, they're typically not watching the YouTube version.
Okay, they're just listening to the audio.
To the audio, and they get through the whole show. Now they may not get it through in one sitting, but
I know one person who will watch the whole thing.
Your mom,
Coach Shay.
Oh yeah, Coach Shay will watch. He would definitely watch this one.
Yeah.
So this will be a good one. All right. So speaking of college softball, first of all, you guys know like how ecstatic I was about the Women's College World Series this year. Just what a wild time that was. The Men's College World Series was even better because my LSU Tigers won it all. But Miya's going to college. Normally players leave for college, like I'm feeling kind of like super sad about it, but like I've released that sadness, and it's because of the journey it's taken to get to this point for you. Like, it's just more just genuine enthusiasm for the experience that you're gonna have, because I'm praying for you. Like, I'm all in on what this is gonna be for you. So, but I just have a few questions, like, about what you're gonna expect. So the first one I have is, what are you most looking forward to about getting the opportunity, I guess, to be on a college team? Because you've played travel ball, you've played high school ball, but now you're on a college team. Like, what are you most looking forward to with that?
I think the discipline. Like, I want to, not that I wasn't disciplined here, but being disciplined on a travel ball team is only being disciplined for the weekend plus the one day that we practice.
Yep.
Being disciplined on this team is going to be, my coach can see me on campus any day she wants, or she can call practice anytime she wants, and just I have to be ready. That's it. Like just be ready. I have to stay ready. I'm ready for like that challenge to shape me, just in a more like better, more mature way.
Yeah,
that's really what I'm looking for.
That's exciting too. Because I think you know, being a student athlete can be tough for sure, but it also I think it forces you to grow up, mature quickly, right? Because you just have to keep your routine, right? There's the sport that you want to play relies on your ability to focus in the classroom, right? So it just puts more of an emphasis on that. Puts an emphasis on every step you make, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just be going and getting pulled over, at 2 a.m. with a DUI. Like that, there's implications
Yeah.
that come with not being responsible, right? As a student athlete, and so that normal people can kind of get away with just being a normal college student. So I'm excited for you on that front. All right. So have you thought about some goals in this first year, and if so, like what are maybe one or two goals that you've kind of pondered and you want to maybe set for yourself for this first year as a freshman?
My goal is to at least be in the lineup somewhere.
Okay.
Because I have worked my way to the top from travel ball, I wouldn't mind at least being top 6 if I prove my worth when I
Sure.
first get there. I wouldn't mind that, but at least just being seen in the lineup for sure, because I feel like my bat is definitely, it's pretty hefty if you ask me.
It's hotter than that.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah, I feel like it's pretty lit.
it's solid.
I've been in the gym.
Love it. Yo, we're doing we're in the middle of a Zoom meeting practice that I had, and this joker right here, man, she is
Set a
like
CrossFit.
all in CrossFit with your new teammate.
Yeah, my new roommate at Savannah State.
Coming up in Savannah State, so that's pretty dope. All right, how do you typically go about handling pressure? I know that over the years, seasons with Elite Diamonds, like I'm sure there's been moments where I've put pressure on you intentionally or not. You've put pressure on yourself. Maybe you've had pressure from your mom even, or just outside factors. Like, how have you dealt with pressure from a softball standpoint?
If it's pressure like to not strike out, or I need to do this to produce this or something, I feel like most of the time I kind of just go blank. Like it's just like, dang, like I either do it or I don't, and if I don't, then that's not good. So in the moment, I try to always get in the box or the blank like space in my head.
Okay.
I think about what I need to do before, like when I'm standing there, I'm thinking, I'm looking, and I'm like, well, it'd be perfect if I did this. So let me give it a try, and then I enter the box and it's like blank. And if I'm dealing with pressure like from my mom, or from a teammate or something, it's more so of like I'm like kind of mad. So
Okay.
it's like that, like
And
mean
do you
shoulder.
let that fuel you, or no? Like, is it
I
a
think it's like,
hindrance?
I think it's more so like of a cuss out, and then I'm over it.
Okay.
So it doesn't like it doesn't make me like, oh, now I really have to do good. It's more so like a and then cut, like
I got it. Yeah.
really it.
I love the sound effects. That is
Just
great.
get it over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but what I just heard you say, especially on the front end there, and I love that you alluded to this. You basically go to the visualization. Let me visualize what needs to happen here in the box, and then we clear the mind. And I think those are two things that, for younger batters specifically, that can definitely help them go a long way, right? Where if you learn to visualize what you want to have happen early, and then kind of clear your mind and let your training work, right from there, I think it puts you in a really good spot. And I think that's had a lot to do, obviously, with your success over the last few years. Like, I mean, of course, you've worked with Pablo, right? He's helped with your swing a lot, right? I mean, he's such a big architect to where you are right now. But then you taking the reins on that and going, this is how I'm going to approach every single at bat. And like I said, I never really watched you cheat in at bat. Like, I always appreciated the fact that you were, especially this year, man. It just felt like you were just on such a different level. Like I told you before, like the ball sounds so much different coming off your bat than others, and you genuinely head and shoulders above your contemporaries, and you could kind of see that in the way that you carried yourself. So pretty dope. All right, so a few more questions about this, guys, as we wrap up. It's after midnight, so I know you're tired.
I go to sleep at like 9 o'clock in
Yeah,
Georgia.
she's like I don't know how you do it that early, but anyway, it's not even dark at that time. How you anyway? All right, pregame rituals. Uh, any superstitions at all? Like, are you anything that you kind of do routinely before a game?
No, I like not that I don't believe in that. I just don't. I don't want to get in the mindset of that because I'm always open for change.
Okay.
And I feel like if you're not open for change, you're not open for whatever life throws at you.
Yeah.
And that's not how I live. And, I feel like I'm pretty ready for anything.
I
I'm a
dig
pretty
that.
open person. So
I know I was always nervous to like have something that I always did because if it didn't happen, was that
yeah,
messes with your psyche or whatever. But your answer was perfect.
I feel like that's an OCD thing. Like
It
like
is
people who have to do it every time. Like if they don't do it, it's just like not getting something done.
right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that's.
I agree. All right, we're speeding through these, guys. I'm sorry. So when you think of the ideal teammate, though, what what do you value the most in a teammate?
I think someone with personality. Like I want someone who can, like laugh through things and but also like hold themselves accountable as well as their teammates. I don't want a teammate who's just gonna get upset, if their other teammate makes an error and not
Sure.
themselves. So like, that's just like with me. If I make an error, I'm pissed off for sure. But I have to snap out of it because that's what I want my teammates to do. So if they make an error, I'm mad too. But it's over. Snap out of it. That's how I look at it. And someone who's cheerful, who is in your corner, especially like in tough moments, even if you're having a bad day.
Sure.
It's okay to do that and just have someone there for you. Like it just means a lot to know that you have someone there who, even in your worst days, they see the best in you.
Yeah.
And that's how I try to be.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Love that. So continuing down kind of maybe the obstacle vein, what would you see maybe as like one of the biggest challenges that you're going to expect to come about like as a student athlete in college?
I'm gonna say being a major in biology and managing my classes along with sports. I'm going D2, so it's not D1, so I feel like it definitely won't be as intense.
Sure.
I think the mentality definitely might be the same, but physically intense, I know it won't be the same. So that was my fear of going D1 straight out of high school. A lot of people can do that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just very scary. I would like to get my feet wet a little bit and see if I can live up to bigger things and bigger standards. But if
Sure.
not, like stay where I'm at. I think I'm just really that's gonna be my hardest thing. It's just managing my classes along with practices and just being a college student and
Yeah.
living life.
And living life. Love that. Yes. All right. So last thing on that front, how's Mama doing with you
Oh, she's
getting ready
bad.
to leave?
She's bad.
Like empty nest syndrome type?
I mean, she already, it's like if you ask her, she knows she's going to be depressed.
Mm.
And I feel like I'm gonna be homesick.
Sure.
When I get there for sure, but I'm coming back home in this next 2 weeks for a Drake concert. And then, no, not Drake, Chris Brown. God.
In Macon?
No, in Atlanta.
Okay.
That's such a bad comparison. Drake and Chris Brown are not the same. Sorry, I meant Chris Brown. And then like after that, I have to come back again for like my Invisalign. I feel like so I'm gonna be seeing her. It's gonna be easier every 2 weeks. It's gonna make it easier than a month and month by and everything. So, but man, she's tore up. I mean,
Yeah.
she is. Yeah,
That's gonna be tough for both of you.
It
I mean,
is.
you guys have
It
been, like
is.
I said, each other's ride or die.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, definitely.
But it'll be good though. I think it'll.
It'll build a lot of more trust, character,
Yeah.
strength and everything. So I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm nervous, but got
You
FaceTime.
ready?
Yeah.
Got FaceTime. That's right. Team iPhone over there.
Yeah. Definitely not Google Duo.
Oh my word. Anyway, all right. So I thought it'd be cool to kind of wrap up the show with just this idea of us being able to describe each other in one word. We had one word, and the word I go for you is I can actually describe you in a lot of words, but the one that came to mind when I was prepping this portion was compassionate. I
Mhm.
feel like um, throughout the years of knowing Maya the person, like I've watched your compassion with your family. I've listened to that from you, but I've also physically seen it on the ball field. And in my humble assessment, what I notice out of people, players specifically, the way that you handle yourself on a ball field, a lot of times is the way that you're going to handle life,
Mhm.
right? Because there's between the lines adversity on a ball field that pale in comparison to real life adversity, right? But there's also not just adversity, there's opportunities to be the best version of you. And I think the best version of you is like one of the most compassionate people I've ever met because, especially like, again, keep going back the last couple of seasons where your role started to shift on the team to, from what you would describe as maybe on the lower portion of the totem pole when you first got here to somebody who's grown into a leader. You've grown into our most valuable player. Like you've grown into the person that has kind of had to be what the team needed when the team needed it to be that, right? Whether it's you being a voice for somebody, cheering somebody up, keeping somebody from getting too low, right? Keeping me in check when I needed to be in check, like just being all the things. And I think that's a level of compassion that not everybody can get to without a big struggle. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so I love that about you, that you are very clearly a lover, and it's great to love people. But how are you showing that love? Like, are you actually loving them and giving them your everything? And I felt like you did that. Like you did that this year on the ball field, but you do that in life. And knowing some of the stories that you shared with me and the opportunities you've had to be compassionate, and you've done that, and you've done it without question. Like I know that there's been moments where you're like, you wish maybe people would meet you halfway, but like,
Yeah.
if I gotta go all the way, I guess that's what I gotta do, and that's what I'm gonna do, So I think I could go on and on about you, but that would be my one word.
Okay.
So,
I got my word.
okay.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
It's really sweet. I'm gonna say my word for you is intentional.
Mm, that's a good one.
Yeah. Backfire. Yeah. I think. Well, I haven't had as much time to think about this as you did. I
Sure.
didn't know.
Not you did.
So this is just off the tongue. I just think that you do everything in life with a purpose. Whether it's just spontaneous or it's something that you want, that you want to happen. You always talk to us about being intentional with everything, and most importantly, being intentional with God. And that's just something, a big impact you have put on my life is putting God first and just understanding that that's who you need.
Yeah.
And if you want me, you need Him as well.
Yep.
And as much as you want me, you should want Him as much too. So just being intentional about like things like that, being intentional about what I want in life and how I want to get it and what I need to do
Right.
to get it. It's not just gonna come. I need to work for it. Just, things like that, and you being like a very big like motivator to go get what I want, and a good example of seeing how you live your life and how you came out of high school knowing what you wanted to do.
Sure.
And your mom wanting you to do something and you doing it for her, but knowing that you have another plan as well and you can meet both. You met her plan and you did what you wanted to do in life, and now you have like this beautiful set out planful life that you knew that you wanted from the beginning. And
Right.
that's how I have like my plan set out. When people ask me what I want to do in life, I have two plans and I tell them those two plans, and it's one or the other, you know, and it's more so of a I've seen it happen, so I know I can do it.
Yeah.
So I'm intentional about how I set out my life and, you know, who I let in and who I want to be as close to me in my life and how I set out my future with these people I want to see in my future, you know, just things like that. So I think I've changed, like my mindset has changed a lot, like with you being in my life, just being intentional about, you know, anything that I do, just
Everything. Yeah.
everything, you know, and like working, you know, I like expensive things, so I'm intentional about if I'm going to work two jobs, then I have to mentally be ready for it. So if that means I have to go to sleep and I can't hang out until the weekends, then you know, that's what I have to do because this is what I want.
Right.
So you know,
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Of course.
And because I think that at the end of the day, and the reason I want to do this is because I like to know what people think. If you had to say one word about everybody that you know, like where's their mind at? And because I think we go throughout life sometimes so often not knowing where people stand with us. We make assumptions, and we sometimes the assumption is good and we're wrong, and sometimes it's bad and we're wrong. But sometimes maybe we're right. But like either way, we assume, and I think it's important that, and this kind of leads me to my thought you should know moment, guys. I do a thought you should know moment at the very end of every show. So sometimes it just means that to connect with other people, you just got to have a conversation. And sometimes that conversation may lead you down a road or lead you down a path that you didn't know you were going to go, but at least you had the conversation and you know where you stand with people. And the reason I'm sharing this with you guys this week, because a number of you have reached out about life stuff and non-softball, baseball related stuff, which I know this show is becoming a little bit of everything, which has been cool. But I believe in connecting with people, because if you don't truly connect with somebody, then you're genuinely going throughout this life by yourself, and that can be a very hard and dangerous road to take. Um, and I think the reason that I have been so intentional with the way that I coach is because I don't ever want a player to walk away and say that Coach D only cared about the next base hit or the next stolen base or the next out. Like that's such peanuts in comparison to what really matters to me. And again, making a connection, like it means everything to me for you to say, you know, that I was intentional about my relationship with you because XYZ, fill in the blank. Because that means that what I set out to do from the jump street was recognized by the people that I wanted to recognize it, right? Which that's huge. So anyway, I have gone this entire show without fully crying, which I'm impressed with myself. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back later.
He was not like that after we lost the game.
No, and in full transparency, it wasn't even because of the loss itself. Like it was just, I don't know that I tell them all the time. It's like I don't really cry that much. I'm a wear my heart on my sleeve kind of coach and kind of guy, but like I don't really cry that much about. I'm nothing. Really, I don't really put myself in situations where I gotta cry.
Yeah.
But for my team, man, yeah, those were some hard ones today. And I'll just say this since you mentioned that the fact that it was not good that you came up to me first to give me a hug.
Yeah.
At the end, because it made it the rest of the day that much more difficult. It was needed, but it just yeah. No one's made me cry more than you, so congratulations on
Thanks.
that.
I actually like making people cry, especially like giving speeches. That's like I get my signing day. That was my goal.
I know you told me that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I wish I would have just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not cried, but I did. So, anyway, Maya earns the reward for making me cry the most. So, big shout out. You want to wrap up the show for us? Anything else you got?
I mean,
anything you want to ask me? Anything at all?
Are you ready to let this chapter of your life go?
I am, and I say that
That's amazing.
With full conviction. It's been hard.
Yeah.
It has been hard. It has been a battle mentally for me. Like I'm very, like I say, I'm very intentional about everything. But this is one of those things where I've just wrestled with.
Yeah.
And I've wrestled with it for about 10 months or so. But when I announced it to you guys back in December that I was going to be done, I knew I didn't want to announce it before I felt peace about it. So in December, I had peace about it. And so from now, since December to now, it's just really been about getting to the finish line the right way, because I never wanted you guys to feel like I had one foot out the door, even though I was 5 hours away, physically speaking. So, but yeah, I'm at peace with it. I think that I'm gonna miss it a lot, but I'm gonna miss it a lot because of the people that I was with. I don't know that I'm gonna miss the active coaching as much as I'm gonna miss y'all, if that makes sense. So because of that, like I know that I want to be in y'all's lives still and be there for you in different ways. That's what's helped me come to grips with it more than anything.
That's great. You built something amazing. I think I speak for every girl who had the opportunity to play for you. I mean, many of us are like really blessed to have met someone like you. You know, it's just one of those things that just happens in life that just happen to be very perfect for certain people, and just definitely was perfect for many of us. So you did build a beautiful creation. Just always remember that.
Thank you. You talk about shaking, now I'm shaking. So we're gonna end the show. Thank you so much for being on this.
Of course.
Show, and this cannot be the last time you're on the show. Even if it's a virtual interview in the future after you're settled in down in Savannah. But guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're gonna wrap this thing up like we always do. Please let absolutely everything you do be done in love, because at the end of the day, that is truly what makes this world go round. Maya, thank you, babe. Thank you guys for tuning in, lasting this long. All of my loyal listeners. Also, real quick, thank y'all so much for last episode, man. It hit 50,000 views, which is crazy. 50,000 is wild. I fully expect this long episode, because I'm not going to cut it up. I'm going to go full on, no part one, part two. So if you've made it this far, shout out to you. Thank you for just diving into the diamond discussion with me. Please keep the messages coming. I'm always listening, and I'm always trying to respond and just add value to your life. So anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time.